Do you constantly feel like you're about to get fired from your job? Even though you put in a lot of work, you've been there for a while, and you notice that you're one of the highest performers at your job. Do you feel like everything that you have going for you could just suddenly end up in flames? It might even make you afraid that you can be permanently unemployed just from one simple mistake. Does it leave you constantly stressing about money 24/7? Well, I want to tell you, if you're experiencing this, it's not your fault. This actually stems all the way back to your childhood. People who experience this usually experienced what's called conditional love programming in your childhood, which means you only received love and affection from your caretaker when you did certain requirements. In simpler words, that just means you had to work for love growing up. You had to work for affection. You had to do certain things, complete certain tasks and assignments a certain way to maybe potentially receive the affection that you always deserved the whole time. And how this plays out in adulthood is you always feel like you're walking on eggshells. You always feel like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You always feel like if you do one little tiny thing, everything will be taken away from you. And that comes from a traumatic childhood. So you're not alone in this, and it's not your fault. You didn't deserve a childhood like that. But now, as an adult, it's important to become aware of this and figure out how to solve this because if you don't, you're always going to live in constant fear. You're always going to live in a hyper vigilant nervous system. You'll never be able to relax. This can lead to chronic illnesses and chronic diseases. This can lead to overperforming in your relationships. And of course, always feeling like you could lose everything at once, even if that's not the case, even if you're doing well at work or your boss doesn't think these things. So, the best method that I've come across that's worked for me to stop feeling like this all the time is what I call the Ruiz method. All right, and I know it's backwards, but just bear with me. What the Ruiz method does is it allows you to relax your nervous system. It allows you to relax it and it allows you to start to see the truth about your situation that you already know that you're a high performer at work, but your body doesn't know it. Your nervous system doesn't know it. So applying the Ruiz method allows it to get deep down into your nervous system and your subconscious mind. Starting with R. R means relax. What we're going to do is relax our body with a technique called box breathing. That means breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out of your mouth for 4 seconds, and then hold that for 4 seconds. And then do that as many times as you need to make your heart rate decrease. What this does is this relaxes your nervous system, it relaxes your body, it brings you out of fight or flight, and it regulates your emotions. This way, you can see your thoughts more clearly and you can see the truth about what's going on rather than believing the nervous system programming that happened as a kid. You will never be able to overcome that until you relax your body. The second part of the Ruiz is you, which is understand. Now that your body is relaxed, your mind is relaxed, you want to actually understand your situation objectively and stop understanding what your nervous system is telling you. So, in this specific situation where you might be afraid of getting fired because you feel like you're not good enough at work, what you would do is you would sit down and you would start to write a list of the things that you do at work and the things that you see. One thing might be you're probably a higher performer than over 70% of the people at your job. Another thing is you've probably been there longer than a quarter of the people, or you've probably been there longer than half of the people. Or you could start to list some of the accomplishments or some of the contributions or your position, what you contribute to the company. And then you'll be able to objectively have raw data in front of you tangibly to see, oh wait, it's not true that I'm one of the worst people or whatever your mind is telling you that's making you believe that you're about to get fired even though you're not. So remember, the first step is to relax. The second step is to objectively write as much as you can. And don't tell yourself something like, oh, I don't have any accomplishments. If you didn't have any accomplishments, you wouldn't have got the job in the first place. So that's just not true. So don't give yourself an easy pass out. Actually do this and it will change you. Now, the third part is to accept. You want to accept whatever emotions come up as you write this. If you start to feel triggered or emotionally dysregulated after doing the exercise, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel like, oh, I've never done this before, I'm not sure if it's right, you want to just sit with those feelings and relax with those feelings and not do anything. Don't try to change them. Don't try to judge them. Don't try to push them away. Just completely sit with those feelings, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And I'm telling you, if you've never done this, it's going to be extremely uncomfortable. But the more that you can just relax into the feelings, the deeper the transformation you can get, the further away you can get from that feeling of, I don't belong here to, I belong here. And then lastly, S of the Ruiz method, we relaxed first, we understood our situation objectively, we're accepting every possible thing and every possible outcome. And lastly, what we want to do is solve. Now you want to say, what can I actually do to get better at my job? Or can I go and ask my boss, hey, how can I improve? Or how's my performance? Just look at the problem objectively and think, what is the actual solution to not getting fired if that were a real possibility? If it's actually possible that I'm likely to get fired, well, then why? The only reason would be because I'm not performing well. So then the solution would be figure out how I'm performing from the people who matter, from the people's opinions who matter, which would be your boss or your customers. Ask, how am I performing and how can I improve? And then actually go and do the thing. And then the problem solved. I know it sounds so simple, but it is extremely hard to see these things when your nervous system is working against you. That's why we do the first steps of relaxing, understanding, and accepting first. And if you want one on one help doing this to feel more of a sense of belonging, you can work with me one on one inside of the belonging reset method. And I will help you wire belonging into your nervous system because you can't outwork a bad nervous system. No matter how much logic you have, you probably already have the logic. You already know that you're a high performer. You do better than most of your coworkers. You probably overachieve already, but your nervous system is still holding you back. That's why I created the belonging reset method to help you wire belonging into your nervous system to really go from I don't belong here to I belong here. If you want that, it's completely free. Limited spots are available. Check the link in the description and in the first pinned comment.